You're up early, Pop.
I didn't get much sleep. I was wondering about something, Johnny. Is today your day off? I mean, how can you see a ball game if you're working?
I'm not working.
You say you and your wife are getting along?
Yeah.
Last night when I went back to the hotel, I kept thinking about what your wife said about believing her. But what do I believe in? You know, she's right. I get you kids to believe in. Like, I come up here, you got a wife, a little home, a baby on the way, making a home for your brother. You've done a good job of bringing yourself up. But what the hell's your brother doing? I mean, hoeing up at some dame's apartment? I mean, $2,500 is a lot of money.
I don't know, Pop, okay?
Yeah, you talking awfully short phrases, Johnny.
I'm just not used to talking to you, Pop.
That's right, we never do talk much, do we?
No.
I like the letters you write to me, Johnny, and like, you know, life is funny, it plays tricks, you know, hello and goodbye, and nothing much in between. But I like the letters you write me.
I'm glad you do, Pop.
Take this believing thing, you know, I mean, after your mother died, I used to read to you and your brother, you know, Hi Diddle Diddle, the cat and the fiddle, and Easter Bunny, Santa Claus, all that crap. You believe everything. I tell Polo Santa Claus was coming, he looked at me like I lost my mind. You understand what I mean?
I'm trying to, Pop.
Well, you know, I mean, some people can talk, they have all the words. Some things I feel I just don't have the words for. You know, maybe, I mean, you're a little like me because you don't seem to be able to talk to me.
I've always wanted to be able to talk to you, Pop. I just always felt like you couldn't talk to me, like you were afraid of me or something.
Well, what I wanted to say is that I care about what happens to you.
Thanks.
And I do love you. I mean, that's the thing.
You what?
You heard what I said the first time. Don't let me say it again.
I feel the same way, Pop.
How's that?
You know what I mean. Listen, you know, Polo, you, me, no, you know, we're all just kind of... Listen, Pop, I never actually asked you for anything, so would you mind doing something for me? And when the kid comes back, would you mind just telling him that it's all water under the bridge? Please, can you do that for me?
What's the matter?
Mark. Nothing, I just got a headache.
You know, you wouldn't know anything about what happened to that money, or would you? I mean, he doesn't pay $100 a week rent, does he?
Look, Pop, I'm just asking you for something now. When Polo comes,
You know, that's the difference between you and Polo. I mean, you never asked me for anything.
he never asked you for anything either, Pop.
Yeah, well, I mean, the way that he looks at me sometimes. I mean, maybe, you know, maybe I never gave you much either.
You gave me a coat once.
A coat.
Yeah, you gave me a coat. You came to the shelter that one time and you took me out to the department store and you let me pick out a coat. And then we went out to the restaurant and you made the waiter give me some wine.
Your brother doesn't gamble, does he?
No.
You know, I always thought of you and your brother and I had a special kind of thing. You know, I mean, like we're kind of three men. You know, your brother did a lot of shouting last night.
You did a lot of shouting last night, Pop.
You know, I mean, I lived with my father till I was 22 years old, and I never raised my voice above a whisper.
He lived with his father for 9 years. What did you expect, Little Lord Fauntleroy?
I expect the same thing that I get from you. I mean, you don't go around crying like a kid in a crib. I like the letters you write me because they're a man's letters. I mean, damn it, I mean, you had a tough life. I mean, but I mean, you made the best of it ever since he left home.
He didn't leave home, all right? He was sent away. You know, every time he gets a letter from you, he just runs into his room and he reads. He's got a whole fucking shoebox full of them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, how the hell am I supposed to know that?
Look, he's missed you for a long time, Pop. You shipped him out to uncles and aunts.
And what was I doing? Gambling, drinking, laying on my can in Bermuda?
Listen, all right?
I don't know anything about him.
When he comes home, why don't you ask him about the one time that he was at the shelter, all right? And he wet his bed. And they made him stand in the staircase all day long with a wet sheet over his head. Ask him about that.
I shipped it. What was I supposed to do? Buy a house, work nights, wash clothes during the day? I mean, Uncle's an answer. Thank God he had them.
All right, Pop.
A man only has two hands, Johnny.
All right, Pop.
And don't go, all righty me, Pop. I mean, when I came here yesterday, you know, I mean, I had the funny feeling, and I have it again right now. You're not glad to see me, are you?
Pop, I don't want to talk about this, okay?
You're not glad to see me, are you?
Nobody's blaming you for anything. Come on.
You know, I mean, you two always had a roof over your head.
Yeah, but you know what? When we woke up, we didn't know which roof it was.
Yeah, well, you know what? Well, waking up in a hotel room isn't any fun either.
Nobody is blaming you for anything. When you stand in the snow, your feet get cold. When you fall in the water and you can't swim, you drown. You call us son, we call you Papa. Guess what? It was never any sort of family.
You know, you're pretty cold-hearted, Johnny.
I don't save your letters. I don't. And I never saved any money so that I could eventually help you out someday. So don't you come around here knocking Polo to me, because he's my brother.
And I'm not your father.
Don't put words in my mouth.
What the hell's the matter with you? All the things you say? And what are you, the lawyer in the case?
I know who you are, Pop. You start to clam up or you start to push.
You know, as I listen to you, I feel like I don't even know you.
God, don't start to steam!
I don't even know you.
All right, you don't even know me.
I don't even know you.
How the hell could you know me? The last time I saw you, I was in the hospital. You came to see me for 3 days. Before that, 2 days, when I graduated school. So how the hell could you know me? When you came to the hospital, you said Jesus, kid. It must have been rough. But it's all over. That is all you had to say. We shook hands like two big men.
If you felt that was wrong, why didn't you tell me?
Tell you what, huh? All I remember is lying there, thinking, thank God my old man has come to take me home.
I live in a hotel, Johnny.
3 big days. 6 lousy business visiting hours. And you ran out. I was so glad to see you. God.
You had your wife to take you home.
I knew my wife for a year. I've known you for 27 years. 27 years. Your son. My boy, Johnny. I didn't even know who she was.